3 Necron conversions done, and I'm ready for painting. Uzi 9mm. Let's have a look at the work I've been doing. Nick speaking, and welcome to this video. Right, all of my conversions are done for the Necrons. I'm ready for painting. Before I show you those though, if you would like to keep up to date with the wonders of Warhammer 40k, then please give me a sub and hit the bell button so you don't miss an upload. Okay, so I can't wait to show you these Necron conversions. I'm really happy with them. Before that though, I've got a little favour to ask of my fellow overlords. So there is a channel called Blackjack Legacy, which I've been following now for a little while. Awesome channel, great videos, really nice guy, and lots of different gaming systems on there. But he has decided to start a 40k army, and yours truly has managed to persuade him to start a Necron army. Now he's got around 800 subscribers at the moment. I would love it if we could go over and give him a sub and get him up to 1,000 subscribers. Now he's going to be doing this army in a short space of time. He's going to do a 1,000-point army in around 5 weeks because he's got an event that he's going to. He wants to play his first game of 40k at this event, and of course it's going to be with his Necrons. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to link you up to his first video in the series where he reveals that he's doing a Necron army. So head on over to that video please, write in the comment section Necrons! Give him a sub and show him your Necron love. I would appreciate it, and I know he would appreciate it. So yeah, if you could do that for me, that would be awesome. Right, okay, let's have a look at my conversions. Okay, so before the conversions, just want to show you this guy. This is the old school Immortal that I had from the first video. I've only got one of these, but I just wanted to build it just because it's obviously part of my collection. I'm going to use it as the relic objective marker. I think pretty cool as that. So I've stripped him all down. I had to file all the mould lines off. He was quite heavily super glued, this guy, so I got as much of that off as I could. I had to re-glue him. I reposed him with his gun sort of pointing downwards more. I thought that'd be pretty cool, and I've stuck him onto this base. I put him right at the back and left a huge amount of space at the front, and the reason for that is I've got, let me just move him off, I've got these, which are the scarabs that I had. So I had 12 scarabs. They were all covered in paint. I just stripped them off using the BioStrip 20. Yeah, the idea is I'm going to have a pile of scarabs on his base, just like coming out the ground or something. I think pretty cool. So yeah, just a little single model. As I said, I'm going to use them as objective marker, but it's just nice to have in the collection. Right, okay, so let's have a look at the actual conversions. Okay, so this is my first conversion. I had a fine cast Lord in the Bix box of mine, yeah, I thought I'd do something with this guy. I've got 3 Lords already. I've got 2 with War Size, 1 with the Staff of Light, and I thought I'd give this guy a Void Blade, just so that I've got another option. So yeah, I put a Void Blade on his arm there, as you can see. There's not too much you can do with the poses. I haven't stripped him, as you can see, just because the last time I stripped fine cast, it ruined the model. Yeah, so I just left him like it is. He's very thinly painted anyway. Then I put a hand on his arm. So I actually used the arm that had the Warsaw on. I cut his hand off that was holding the Warsaw, and then went into my Bix box. This is the only hand that I could find. To be fair, it probably looks a little bit big. It's a cryptic hand. It probably sticks out a little bit more, the fact that obviously it's a different colour. Hopefully when it's all painted it should sort of look reasonably okay. But yeah, that's the first conversion, just making use of that Lord model that I had. Right, let's have a look at the next conversion. Okay, so the next one is here. This is basically a cryptic that I had in my bits box. Again, it had a couple of bits and pieces missing from it. I had to make a repair on this section here because that had broken off and snapped. So I re-glued it on. And then I had to decide what to do with it. So I already have 10 cryptics. I didn't want another cryptic. So I decided to make him into Orokin, because after all, Orokin is basically just a cryptic anyway, just like a specialised cryptic. So one of the key things with Orokin was his staff. So I basically cobbled together this little conversion. So this is an Overlord Warsai. Combined that with one of the Lich Guard staffs, and I just made this like super cool, long, massive staff, just to distinguish him from any of the cryptics that I've got. On his left hand there, I put an arm in I had left over from, I think it's from the Ghost Ark Barge kit, I think, possibly. Anyways, like I said, I found it in my bits box. And then the other distinguishing thing about Orokin is his like towel section. So I found one of those little spines from, again, from a Praetorian kit that I had, and I put it onto the end of his towel. Now before I did that, I went in with a hairdryer, heated up that towel, and I bent it into that upwards position, enabling me to extend the towel. And then of course when it cooled down, it stayed in that upright position. So hopefully it will stay in that position. I know Finecast sometimes bends, but even so, I'm really happy with that little conversion. Looks pretty cool, and now I've got the name character as well to play with. Okay, let's have a look at the main conversion. That's the Lord with the spider that you saw in the last video. Okay, so here he is, the Lord on the spider, and I'm really happy with this conversion. I think it looks pretty cool. So first of all, I magnetised the base, so the base is magnetised onto the spider. In terms of the legs, I tried to give the legs a bit more of a sort of a running pose. So I've got the back one going out to the back, etc. I tried to make the spider look a little bit different from a normal spider. So as you can see, I've given him the wraith arms, which I had spare, and then I've put the Praetorian sort of back section over the top of his head, almost like a control cage as such. And then I put those little rods, which came from, I think that was from a Night Scythe kit, just on the side there, so it's sort of connecting into his leg. So again, it looks like that spider's a bit more under control from the Lord that's riding him. The Lord is pinned onto the spider, there's no way he's coming off. And I've added a few little scarabs, which I had left over, just sort of crawling over the spider. I want to get the feel that this spider is being controlled by the Lord, etc. Now I had a thought, although I am going to use this guy as a destroyer Lord, I did have a thought that maybe he'd actually make quite a good Lord in a command barge. As like a proxy for that. It's probably a little bit too small, but I think for friendly games it would work out quite well. So let me know what you think about that. Lord in a command barge as well as a destroyer Lord. What do you think? Do you think it will work for both? I am now ready to paint these guys plus all the others. I'm going to set them up on the table and show you everything that I've got now to paint. Okay, there you go. That is everything that I now have to paint to once again make my Necron army fully painted, and I can't wait to get cracking on these. So I've got 3 destroyers, I've got those 3 conversions you've just seen plus that immortal. I then have 30 warriors to paint. I'm going to use these as immortals with Tesla guns to go alongside my 20 Gauls immortals. And then I have in those bags, that's the magnetised Lich Guard stroke Praetorians. And my plan is to batch paint these. I'm going to paint them all at the same time. It's going to be a big painting task, but it's going to be a lot of fun. So I hope you stay to watch me paint these as I update you with more videos. Beam me up.